All right, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We got 16 games on tap today. We're going to talk about every game, as always, and I'll give you my leans. And I got 6 best bets for you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, comment down below with your favorite play of the day. Recap from yesterday, we went 3-2, so another winning day. Wasn't a crazy winning day, up a little more than half a unit. The Padres and the D-backs kind of let us down. I really love that over. Didn't come through for us. And then Marcus Stroman did not give up 3 earned runs. So Mariners had plenty of opportunities. Just could not get a clutch hit to get that 3rd earned run. But 3-2 day, we'll take it on a kind of a strange getaway slate there. So let's dive in to this Friday card. So if you guys don't know, we got the All-Star break coming up. So after Sunday, no baseball until Friday. So we got a nice little break coming up, I guess. But yeah, let's jump right in. So first game is going to be the first game of our doubleheader today. So it's going to be Cleveland and the White Sox. Not really a game I want to touch. This would be Cleveland or nothing for me. Just looking at the splits here, Shane Smith against lefties over the last 30 days has not been good. 357 average, 289 to righties, but more focused on the lefty side when we're handicapping the Guardians. Hard hit percentage has been really high, and he's got a 4.12 ERA and 8 home starts. We've definitely seen some regression from Shane Smith after a very nice start to his season. Logan Allen on the other side. He's been good lefty on lefty, righty on righty, giving up a 250 average, but his runners in scoring position is low, hard hit percentage is low. The only factor here is going to be the weather. There is going to be an increase in home runs and runs quite a bit. It's going to be 85 degrees. We do have a 24% chance of rain. Pitch splits for both of these guys don't look fantastic, if I'm being honest, but it would be Guardians or nothing for me if you want to get some early action in, but really don't love either game of that doubleheader. Next game is going to be Miami and Baltimore. Dean Kramer going up against Edward Cabrera. Now, Cabrera's looked fantastic over the last 30 days. Hard hit percentage is quite high, though, and his ERA is about 3.67 and 6 away starts, but he's got a 3.33 ERA. I don't know if this is a guy that's going to be on the roster here in 2 weeks, so we'll have to see, but going up against Dean Kramer, I like the over in this one. We do have the wind going to be blowing out, so I like that spot here. Home runs are going to be up about 12%. Runs are also going to be up about 12%. It's going to be 86 degrees, so decent weather here in a park that is receptive to giving up runs. So I just want to take the over 9. I do think the Marlins are able to get to Kramer, and I think the Orioles should be able to get to Cabrera here. If I had to pick a winner, I don't really love backing Dean Kramer, but Cabrera's not a guy I can back either. So it would be the Orioles at home for me or nothing. But we're just going to take the over and move on. Next game is going to be the Cubs and the Yankees. It's going to be Carlos Rodon going up against Chris Flexen. Chris Flexen, can't back Chris Flexen. Maybe I'm just having PTSD from his White Sox days, but if we look at this Yankees team versus Flexen, it's absurd. They have absolutely crushed him. So this is a Yankee spot here, especially after a lot of momentum from yesterday. They were getting no hit through 7 and somehow came back to win it 6-5. So quite a win there for the Yankees. It's only like the second time in history that a team's been no hit through 7 and came back to win. I think last time was like 1977, and it was the Pittsburgh Pirates, I think. So pretty crazy. Some history was made last night, but I like Rodon in this spot. This is one I thought about taking his Ks. We do have a Cubs team that is pretty susceptible to K'ing versus lefties, but just give me the Yankees. We're going to take the Yankees race to 4 and the Yankees race to 5. So I think they jump all over Flexen pretty early here. In terms of the weather, it's going to be 82 degrees, and we do have a 6-mile-an-hour wind. It's going to blow in just slightly out, but more right to left. But home runs are expected to be up, as are runs. I can see the over hitting. It's one I almost put on the card. I mean, the Yankees are, it's like 11 or 12-0 to the over. They haven't missed in a while. So I could see the Cubbies getting a couple across against Rodon, and then we know that this bullpen is susceptible. So if you want to take the over, I think that is a fine way to play this as well. Next game is going to be Tampa Bay and Boston. So we were on the Rays first five yesterday. That cashed for us. Today you get Drew Rasmussen going up against Hunter Dobbins. Now, Rasmussen only threw, I want to say 32, 31 pitches in his last outing. So they're limiting his innings pretty good. So he's probably going to throw 2, maybe 3 innings. He only went 2 innings in his last start. So somewhere around that. And then they will go with somebody else. From what I could tell, it looked like Boyle. Which that guy's got some gas to him. And then you got Hunter Dobbins on the other side, who this will be his first start back from injury. What I could tell is his last rehab start looked really good, but just kind of too many uncertainties here. It would be Red Sox or pass for me in this spot. Just one I really can't get behind. There's a lot of uncertainty here. I don't know how long Dobbins is going to go. How will he look, right? So I just don't like the way the Rays are looking as of late. So Red Sox or pass for me in this spot. Seattle and Detroit. Tariq Skubal going up against Luis Castillo. Skubal 10-2 on the year. Luis Castillo 5-5. Castillo on the road, definitely a lot worse than he is at home. He's got 8 away starts. He's got a 4.67 ERA. Tariq Skubal's got 10 home starts, got a 2.06 ERA. Splits look decent. You know, Castillo, his weak spot's always been the lefties. Lefties are hitting 246 against him, whereas righties are only hitting 157. Hard hit percentage is pretty high at 47%, but he's doing a good job of runners in scoring position. I like an under here. It's the only way I would play this. I mean, technically the pitch mix looks pretty good for the Mariners against Skubal. They hit the fastball well against lefties, and they hit the changeup well. They're actually the top team in MLB in hitting those 2 pitches. Could we see the Mariners pull off an upset? Maybe. It wouldn't be the most shocking thing. My spider senses are saying stay off of this game. So do not have a play in this game. The only way to play it for value would be Tigers run line or taking an over or an under. I would lean towards the under 7 as a best bet. In terms of the weather, it is going to be 79 degrees, and we do have the wind slightly blowing in. It's going to be about a 7-8 mile an hour wind, ever so slightly blowing in, but there is a 38% chance of rain in this game as well. So something to keep in mind. Could really throw things into the spinner here. But if the value keeps going up, if the Mariners get close to plus 200, probably going to take a small stab on them just because. Just a weird feeling. All right, next game is going to be the Rockies and the Reds. It's going to be Chase Burns going up against Jermaine Marquez. So Marquez, not a dude I trust. He is 3-10 on the season, giving up a 3.08 opponent average. One of the few guys that's actually worse outside of Coors. On the road, he's got a 6.48 ERA and 11 road starts, and he has a 5.84 ERA on the season. Last 30 days, righties have been going to town on him. Lefties have been going to town on him, basically giving up a 300 average to both sides of the dish. K rate's pretty low, hard hit percentage very high. Not very good with runners in scoring position. Now, on the other side, we got Chase Burns. His stats are pretty skewed from the one game where he got just absolutely drilled in Fenway. Splits 304 to lefties, 300 to righties, 57% hard hit percentage, 333 of runners in scoring position. Again, heavily skewed because of one really bad start. I can't think of a better team to get right than the Rockies. So he looked good in his last outing. I expect the same today at home. It's going to be in a more comfortable environment. Give me Chase Burns to get 6 strikeouts plus the Reds to win. That is plus 100. So we're kind of de-juicing this minus 220 line and taking it down to a plus 100. So I do like the Reds to get to Marquez tonight. Again, they're a streaky team, but we've seen the offense pick up. I expect that to happen against this pretty bad Rockies team. So again, Reds money line, Chase Burns 6 Ks. Don't mind taking his over 6.5 Ks. I just have him projected for about 6.4 Ks, so I don't want to do crazy above that. Next game is going to be the Mets and the Royals. Not a great spot for the Mets here, right? Coming off the doubleheader, and then you've got to travel all the way to Kansas City. You got Kodai Senga, who is making his return after an injury. Rehab starts didn't look great, didn't fill me with a ton of confidence. Then you got Michael Walker on the other side, who's been really solid at home. He's got a 281 ERA and 9 home starts, but he has been susceptible to righties, giving up a 316 average. But his hard hit percentage always been pretty low, so he does a good job of keeping teams off balance. Just don't know if I can get to the Mets at this price, and we got a really big over-under of 9.5. Now the wind is going to be blowing out pretty good tonight. So we do have runs are projected to be up almost 20% in terms of the wind. It's going to be like 15 miles an hour, somewhere between 10 and 15 blowing out. But there is a decent chance of rain in this one as well. So 56% chance of rain. So probably just going to stay away from this one due to the rain. But it would be the Royals or the under in this spot. Maybe Mets team total under. Again, just don't like it after a doubleheader and travel. It's just kind of the worst case scenario for me. Next game is going to be Texas and Houston. It's going to be Lance McCullers Jr. going up against Jack Leiter. So, I just like runs in this one. Lance McCullers, he's kind of a tale of two pitchers. On the road, he's been lights out. Like, he's been outstanding. At home, not so much. He's got 5 home starts and he's got an 11.37 home ERA. Again, some of that was skewed by that start against the Reds where he didn't make it out of the first and he gave up 7. But yeah, just don't really love this spot for him. That said, Jack Leiter last 30 days against righties has been atrocious. He's giving up a 447 average, 176 to lefties. McCullers Jr., basically 250 to lefties, 280 to righties. Both of these guys have high hard hit percentages. ERAs are not good. Leiter's 458 on the road, 432 on the season. It would be over 8 for me. Would be the only way I would play this. Just don't trust McCullers enough to back the Astros, and I don't trust Jack Leiter enough to back the Rangers. So it just kind of screams take the over. So that's how I would play that one. All right, next game is going to be game 2. Cleveland and the White Sox. It's going to be Gavin Williams, and he's going to be going up against Shane Smith. Wait, does it say Shane Smith? I don't know why Shane Smith listed as a starter on both games. Well, we'll come back to that one. Either way, Guardians are pass for me, but like I said, no interest in betting a doubleheader. You could do a double result and take the Guardians to sweep it, although I don't know if I trust them enough for that, but it's going to be a pass for me. Pittsburgh and Minnesota, definitely the best pitching matchup of the day. We got Skeens going up against Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan 8-4 on the season. Paul Skeens 4-7, despite a phenomenal 1.94 ERA. Actually gets better on the road. He's got a 165 ERA and 11 away starts. Joe Ryan, 276 ERA on the season, does jump ever so slightly to 286 in 9 home starts. Splits look fantastic for both guys. The only concern with Skeens is lefties actually have been hitting pretty good off of him the last 30 days. They're hitting 270 off of Skeens, but righties are only hitting 175. Issue with Skeens has just been longevity. He really hasn't been able to go too deep into games. So this is one where Joe Ryan's probably going to work really deep into the game. It makes sense to me why the Twins are favored. Don't necessarily want to get on board with this. It would be, for me, it'd be the under 7 would be the way I would play this. But Twins money line and the under 7. Just don't trust the Pirates. And fading Paul Skeens has been highly profitable this year. The only issue here is another issue where we have rain. It's going to be 81 degrees, 53% chance of rain. So just kind of dodging that. We do have the wind blowing out, so that obviously makes an under pretty scary. So this game just really, for me, is just a complete fade. Twins or nothing. All right, next game is going to be the Nationals and the Brewers. Mitchell Parker going up against Quinn Priester. The pitching matchup we were all hoping for. Parker on the season 5-9. Quinn Priester's actually a good win-loss record, 6-2 with a 3.59 ERA. Actually drops to about 3.03 in 7 away starts. Mitchell Parker's ERA goes up to 5.66 in 8 road starts. Don't love the splits here for him. Giving up a 375 average, lefty on lefty, 300 to righties over the last 30 days, 51% hard hit percentage, 92 mile an hour exit velo, and almost 300 with runners in scoring position. It'd be Brew Crew or nothing. It's a pretty high line here. I do think the Nats should be able to get a couple of runs across, but don't necessarily want to jump on board with trusting them. It would be Brewers on the run line for me in this one. That's the only way I would play that one. Next game is going to be Atlanta and St. Louis. Atlanta. How do you lose? Last night with Spencer Strider on the bump. That sucked. Anyway, so today we got Grant Holmes going up against Matthew Liberatore. Now, my issue with the Braves, we just saw it yesterday. They didn't really get the JP Sears too much, given the park and everything. They got, 3 off of him? But today you got to face Liberatore, who's pretty good at home. He's got a 3.75 ERA and 8 home starts. Splits, though, kind of basically a little over 250 to lefties and righties. Got a pretty high hard hit percentage. Whereas Grant Holmes, I just trust him more. I think everyone and their brother is going to be on the Cardinals today. If you want to play the Braves, I would wait. I think this line's going to go more towards the Cardinals as the day goes on. So it would be Braves for me. But again, I think you're going to be able to get a lot better value if you just wait. This line will probably get up to 110, 115. So Braves for me, just trusting Grant Holmes to be able to kind of knock this Cardinals team down a little bit. All right, next game, Arizona and the Angels. Ryan Nelson going up against Tyler Anderson. Ryan Nelson on the road. Do I want to trust him? Not really. He's got a 5.34 ERA and 8 away starts. That said, it's skewed by 2 pretty shitty starts. But recently, he's looked fantastic. Last 30 days, his numbers are really good. He's given up a 120 average to lefties, 216 to righties. Hard hit percentage a little higher than I would like. On the flip side, Tyler Anderson, lefty on lefty is atrocious. He's given up a 389 average to lefties, 246 to righties, but his hard hit percentage has been pretty low. Both of these guys are giving up a 244 average over the last 30 days with runners in scoring position. Anderson splits. He's been much better at home than he has been away, which again is, I say this every time, but it's the complete opposite from last year. Last year, he was a road demon and sucked at home. So I can't get behind the Angels. I think we're getting a pretty good deal to take the D-backs here. It's one that almost made the card. It's just kind of a fishy line to me. I feel like the Diamondbacks should be considerably more than minus 120. This is it's a fishy line. 9.5 is a little too rich for me. Maybe if it jumps to 9, I could get on board. I just don't know if I trust the Angels to hit Nelson. So it would be D-backs or nothing for me. And then, of course, you got that D-backs bullpen. So I just can't. First 5, maybe, just trusting that Nelson's going to pitch well. So we'll say D-backs first 5 or nothing would be the only way I could play this. All right, next game is going to be Philly and the Padres. 3 more games left here to talk about. We got Ranger Suarez going up against Ryan Bergert. Ryan Berger's been really good on the season. He's got 27 innings under his belt, 23 Ks. Really hasn't given up many earned runs. Got a 194 opponent average. Splits look pretty good against lefties. Righties have been able to get to him a little bit more. Suarez has been outstanding. 6 away starts. He's got a 1.06 ERA. He's got a 1.99 ERA on the season. Under 8 wouldn't be bad, but we're going to do first 5. So give me the first 5 under 4.5. I think Suarez is able to stymie this Padres team that's just been struggling to score, frankly. And I think Berger's able to pitch to contact in this pitcher-friendly park. So we're going to take the first 5 under 5, essentially. Technically, it's under 4.5. All right, next game, Toronto and the A's. Luis Severino going up against Max Scherzer. Severino in this park has been awful. He hates being on this team. He hates playing on this field. He's been very vocal about that. He's got a 7 ERA in 11 home starts. He's just struggled to get anybody out. His K percentage over the last 30 days, 13% to lefties, 8% to righties. And you're facing the team that strikes out the least amount in the MLB. So this is one I like runs. Max Scherzer on the other side, it's been really bad against righties. 364 to righties, but 207 to lefties. Hard hit percentage hasn't been awful, but he's got a 5.40 ERA and 1 away start. Give me the over 10.5. We got the wind blowing out. Home runs are going to be up 32%, runs up 14%. We've got like between 11 and 14 mile an hour wind blowing out tonight. So just give me the over. I think the Blue Jays should just go absolutely insane. And I think the A's are able to get to Max Scherzer as well. All right, last game on the card. Going to be the Dodgers and the Giants. Dodgers losers of 6 straight. So I think if anybody needed that day off yesterday, it was probably the Dodgers traveling to San Fran. Logan Webb going up against Dustin May. This is one actually on the season. Dustin May is not someone I usually trust, but he's actually got a lower opponent average than Logan Webb. Logan Webb's 8-6 on the season, has a 2.62 ERA, but he's got an opponent average of 2.45. That said, splits are looking okay. 196 average to righties over the last 30 days, but 271 to lefties. There's some scary lefties on this lineup. Dustin May on the other side, 298 to lefties, 200 to righties. Hard hit percentage pretty high. This is one high. Yeah, it'd probably be Dodgers or nothing for me. I think I'm just going to take the Dodgers every game until this losing streak snaps. I don't know if we'll see value go up or down, but plus 110 to take the Dodgers, quite appealing. We can see 64% of the bets, but 90% of the money are on the Dodgers tonight. Yeah, it's tricky. I just don't know if I can get behind Dustin May. He's not been the best on the road. He's got a 6.27 ERA and 7 away starts, whereas Logan Webb's been outstanding at home. He's got a 1.52 ERA and 9 home starts. So maybe not the best game to be backing the Dodgers here. So yeah, probably just going to stay away from this game. But if they lose this game, I will be on them for the next 2 games for sure, just to break that streak. So that's a review of the slate today. Let's get into our best bets. So we're going to do Yankees race to 4, Yankees race to 5. So we're going to do a unit on the 4, half a unit on the 5. We're going to take the Marlins and the Orioles over 9. We're going to take the Blue Jays and the A's over 10.5. We're going to take the Phillies and the Padres first 5 under 4.5. And then our last play is going to be Chase Burns to get 6 strikeouts and the Reds on the money line, getting that at plus 100, another half a unit play. So we're risking 5 units today on 6 plays. Appreciate you guys tuning in to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow.